Okay, so hi everybody. Welcome this evening, and thank you for being here and joining us on this call tonight. Tonight you're going to hear a little bit about why fruits and veg is just so foundational for our nutrition, and whether we're, struggling to overcome some kind of health issue or we just want to be like as healthy as possible. There's going to be something in here tonight that will probably strike a chord with you, that you'll be able to relate to. So lots of great nuggets of hope and inspiration from these four women. And so stick with us for the next, 30 minutes and listen closely as we share our stories. And we'll have it recorded so you can also go back and rewatch it if you want to do that as well. So I'll go ahead and get us started and kick us off. I'm Jamie Bischoff. I am a mom of three. I have 4.5-year-old boy-girl twins, and then I have a 3-year-old boy, and we live in Oregon. My Juice Plus journey actually started, almost 6 years ago. I was living in Colorado at the time, and I was kind of on a 6+ year journey struggling with infertility. And about 6 months prior to learning about Juice Plus, I had suffered from a miscarriage, and my sister told me about Juice Plus, and at the time we were getting ready to start our journey through IVF, and that we were kind of, at like our last resort as far as getting pregnant, and we decided to go down that route. And my husband and I both just really wanted to be as healthy as we possibly could. And Juice Plus made sense to us. I mean, fruit and veg in a capsule, like we knew we weren't eating very well. I should say we thought we were eating well, but we didn't know what we didn't know. And so, we've kind of learned along this journey, but, it made sense to us. And so we both started taking it. And within a few weeks, I started noticing a lot more energy, and I was sleeping a lot better. And the one thing that surprised me over that first couple of weeks was that I was craving vegetables, which was really, really weird for me because I grew up eating just like the standard American diet. I mean, it was like cheeseburgers and french fries and pizza and Oreos and Pop-Tarts and like all the processed stuff. And even into my 30s, I was still eating like that, and I wasn't really eating very many fresh, raw fruits and veggies. I had suffered my whole life from a lot of stomach issues and some other ailments like headaches and allergies and migraines and things like that. But my biggest issue, was my digestion. And after about 30 days on the product, I no longer had symptoms of my IBS. And for that and that alone, I will never, ever stop taking the capsules, because if you've ever suffered from that, it's just horrible, and it's embarrassing, and it's just not a fun thing to deal with. So for that alone, I will never stop taking the capsules. So that was kind of, early on in the first 30 days, those were the things that I experienced. I was like craving carrots, and my husband thought I was like so weird because we were so used to just coming home and, having a glass of wine and eating cheese and crackers. And I was like, no, I really want hummus and carrots tonight. And he's like, who are you? Like, what are you? So that was just really crazy for me. But after that, I didn't really do much from a business perspective or anything. And I just kind of went about, going through our IVF treatments, and we ended up getting pregnant and having the twins. And this was about, a year and a half, 2 years later. And 9 months after my twins were born, I found myself shockingly pregnant again. So that was crazy. But at the same time, we were getting ready to move from Colorado across the country to Indiana, and I was packing up boxes while I was on bed rest with that surprise pregnancy. And I pulled out a box from my medicine cabinet and realized that in the last year that I'd been having babies and being pregnant, I also had not filled any of my allergy or migraine medication. And I just never noticed because I was so busy. I mean, you know, you're a new mom and you're just going with the flow and kind of doing things and getting used to that new life. And I just didn't notice, but my allergies and my migraines were gone. And I still do not have symptoms of any of those things that I mentioned. The digestion is totally under control, my tummy issues, my allergies, my migraines. I mean, it's a total life changer for me. Like, I used to think that that was normal, all of those things that I felt. And it wasn't. Like, now I know what it's like to feel good, and it's incredible. Like, it's just so different than what I thought was going to be the rest of my life. So as I was on bed rest and realized all of these things, it just kind of, the stars aligned, and I was like, I really can't keep this to myself. Like, this is something that I have to share with other people, because if I had this experience, everyone else deserves to have this experience too. So that's kind of at the same time, I was really struggling with postpartum depression because I had my new babies and I had quit my career of 7 years, and I really needed something for me. And so this just felt like a perfect fit. I could continue to stay home. I could share this amazing gift with other people, and I could also generate an income. And so I'm just on this path of just really hoping to get out there and inspire healthy living all around the world. And, I just want moms to know that it's really simple. Like, it's fruits and veggies. Like, it's not complicated. It's just this simple thing that can really change your life. So that's kind of where I'm at now. I have, like I said, been with the business and on the product for 6 years, and just loving it. And so that's my story. I'm gonna pass this over to Amanda. She is also a stay-at-home mom of 3, and she lives in Phoenix, Arizona. So Amanda, go ahead and take it from here.
Great. Thank you, Jamie. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay. Well, I'm honored to be sharing my story tonight with all of you, and I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedules to join us this evening. I first heard about Juice Plus about 3 years ago from an acquaintance, really. It was somebody we met at a single moms event, and we barely knew each other, but we had friended each other on Facebook. And she saw me posting on social media all the time about how I was sick and tired and how my family was sick and tired. And she kept reaching out to me over and over and over again, and I kept saying no to her. I thought that she was really crazy with her fruits and vegetables in a capsule. I had a lot of skepticism going into this because I had tried so many things that didn't work long-term for me. And the reasons why was because 15 years ago, I was diagnosed with reproductive cancer for the first time and had 3 reoccurrences after that, and went through several surgeries over the last 15 years. And my immune system was completely tanked. I had developed several autoimmune diseases, and they left me exhausted and in pain all the time. I was also struggling with eczema that I had had since I was about 14 or 15, and psoriasis that was all over the back of my scalp that caused me to lose half of my hair. And I was also struggling with IBS and chronic fungal infections. So I was a hot mess. I lived every day of my life in pain, and I felt really depressed and had a lot of trouble with anxiety because of it. I was popping Xanax like candy every day. I was just basically surviving. I was definitely not thriving, and I felt very, very hopeless all the time. And I think about the age of 39, I came to the realization that this was going to be my life forever. I thought this was my new normal. I thought that I had survived all these illnesses, and this is the way you had to live after those things happened to your body. And at the same time, my kids were also struggling. My stepdaughter, Paige, was chronically constipated, was always drinking prune juice, and we were trying to do everything to help her go to the bathroom regularly. And her diet consisted mainly of tortillas and lunch meat and cheese and the occasional baby carrot that she would take one bite out of and then throw the rest under her chair cushion. My daughter, Sydney, was always sick, and she was on nebulizer treatments and antibiotics constantly for over 7 years of her life. And I just felt really frustrated because I thought, I'm doing all the right things. And I felt like a really bad mom because I was watching my kids and my family struggle with their illnesses all the time. And just with my own health, like I couldn't do normal mom things like run errands or pick my kids up from school, mop my house, or go to Costco without then suffering and being in agony the next day. And I just knew we needed a makeover. I knew we needed a makeover from the inside out, but I had no idea how to get there. And I was just frustrated. I had tried handfuls of supplements. My kids were on the gummy vitamins, and we did elimination diets, everything from homeopathy to naturopathy to essential oils. But I just really wasn't seeing any long-lasting relief. And the turning point for us came about 1.5 years ago. We took our family to California for vacation. And between the packing, the driving, the busy schedule while we were there, and driving home, the next morning I woke up and I was completely paralyzed on the right side of my body. I could not move. And when you're 39 years old and you're expecting to be an active, healthy mom, but you're paralyzed and you can't move, I was so desperate. I just felt like, oh my gosh, this is my life. This is how I'm going to live forever. And in those low moments, it was Dawn Williamson, who was the person that introduced Juice Plus to me, that I remembered. I remembered the loving care and the way that she constantly shared Juice Plus with me. And I was still skeptical when I called her that day, and I said, okay, I'll try it. But I felt like, you know what, it's just juice, fruits and veggies in a capsule, and we all need more of those. I knew we weren't eating enough, and it was appealing to me because I was like, well, I can get free Juice Plus for my kids, and I saw that it had really great, solid science behind it. And honestly, I was just at a point of desperation. And let me tell you, Juice Plus has been amazing. 4 weeks after I started on the capsules, my eczema that had been on my hands for 25 years was completely gone. Within 8 weeks, my psoriasis started healing. And a few months after that, my hair started growing back. 6 months after I started on Juice Plus, my fungal infections that were all over my torso were completely gone and have never come back. In the last 1.5 years, I've experienced just better rest. We've been sleeping better. We have more energy. I have so much less pain from my autoimmune. I flare less often. Like Jamie was said, I too was craving more fruits and vegetables, and so were my kids, which is amazing. We didn't experience any more constipation with my stepdaughter, and we're all more regular, and my IBS symptoms were completely gone. And just, I could go on and on. My daughter's off of her nebulizer treatments, and my kids stopped getting sick all the time. We didn't have one sick day from school last year with my kids. So I wouldn't say that Juice Plus is necessarily a cure-all for all of those things that I talked about, but more a catalyst for change for our family. And 6 months into our Juice Plus journey, we decided to try the Shred 10 for the first time. And I was kind of scared. I didn't want to give up my caffeine, and I didn't want to give up my glass of wine at night, but I knew we needed to keep the ball rolling with our health journey. And I'm happy to say that we're just finishing our 10th shred right now, and we are living this lifestyle and feel so amazing. My partner, Chris, went down several shirt sizes and pant sizes. He's completely off his cholesterol meds. Everyone in my family is off their allergy medication, and I've seen a significant decrease in my depression and anxiety. And I'm almost completely weaned off my anxiety medication and hope to be completely off it by the end of the year. So Juice Plus has been a major blessing for my family. I had no intention at first of taking on another thing in my life, and really just joined the Juice Plus business to get a discount on my own products. I was a busy mom, and I figured I didn't need anything else on my plate. I was trying to get my health back, and I do own another at-home business. But I started sharing Juice Plus because I saw the impact it was having on our lives, and I wanted everyone to feel that way. I wanted moms to know that, look, this is a simple, easy, affordable way to get fruits and vegetables into your kids' bodies. And my main vision when I started this Juice Plus business was really just to cover the costs of my own family's Juice Plus. but it's become a mission over time to share with others and spread the word that Juice Plus can be a total game changer for your health and your wealth. And I work in very stolen moments, but I've been able to impact the lives of so many families, and the residual income has been an absolute blessing for my family. I'm a stay-at-home mom, so every penny counts, and I feel really blessed to be able to right now cover the cost of private tutoring for my daughter, make our car payment, and cover the cost of our entire family's Juice Plus, and have money left over for the extras. So I'm really grateful. We will share Juice Plus for the rest of our lives. Everyone in my house talks to everyone about Juice Plus, and I'm so grateful for the impact that it's had on my family and for the families that we've been able to impact together. So in closing, I'd just like you to consider one question as you listen to all the stories here tonight, and that is, what if Juice Plus was the last thing you ever had to try? And tonight I'd like to introduce Sarah to you. Sarah's an attorney and a mom of two from Denver, Colorado, and she's super passionate about taking the time to take care of her family, and she has a fantastic story to share with you tonight. So Sarah?
Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
I can.
Great. So I'm relatively new to Juice Plus compared to the other ladies speaking tonight. I started my journey with Juice Plus only about a year ago, and I came to it actually through a shred program. I met Ellen, who lives in my neighborhood, and she was talking about the Shred 10. And I was very curious about it because I was looking for a way to reset. I had done, probably like a lot of people on the call, a lot of different resets. I've done the cabbage soup one, the lemonade one with cayenne pepper, drink only broths. I mean, you name it, eat only whites or no whites. I mean, I've done everything. And I was looking for something kind of more substantial and wholesome rather than just starving myself. So I met Ellen. She told me about the shred and then introduced me to Juice Plus. And at the time, I had heard about Juice Plus very peripherally. We, as Amanda said, I'm a lawyer, and we have a wellness program at work. And I remember there was a call with a nutritionist and someone asked about Juice Plus, and this nutritionist said, there's a lot of science to back it up, and she talked really great things about it. So it always kind of stuck in my mind, but I didn't know much about it, where to get it or anything like that. So I met Ellen and jumped right into doing a shred as well as starting on the capsules. And if anyone hasn't done the shred, it was brutal. I felt amazing after, but I had to give up, caffeine, dairy, alcohol. So like no wine and cheese at night while I'm making dinner, no coffee in the morning. And I'm a lawyer. I'm a trial lawyer. So think of, The Good Wife TV show. I don't do criminal. And we work long hours. So I drink a lot of coffee. It's a very antagonistic lifestyle. I'm being aggressive all the time. So stress level is really high. There was just a recent article about, the high rate of depression and substance abuse among lawyers. And part of the problem is no one really talks about it. It's okay to be, eating junk food at 10 o'clock at night and chugging coffee. Partly, it's mostly men in the business. But anyway, that's a whole other discussion. So I started on the shred, and I also travel a lot for work. So before I started on Juice Plus, I used to always pick up a cold after a flight. If you've ever germs on a plane, it's disgusting. And even if you wipe it down. And so every time I would fly, and for a while there I was flying probably, twice, 3 times a month. I'd come home with a cold. My kids would get their little 6 and 8, so they'd come home with germs from school, always with a runny nose. And that was just, I thought, part of my lifestyle. I travel a lot, and there's really nothing you can do to combat it. So I started on my journey with a shred. I made it through the 10 days. Felt amazing afterward. I actually just finished one. So this was my third I just finished. And I am back to coffee, but not as much. I still have a glass of wine every now and then. But I've stuck to some of the tenets, partly because I think it really resonated with my body. I try not to eat after 6. And the capsules help. I mean, I'm not craving as much sugar. And if I do have sugar or even pasta, I get basically a hangover. I mean, my body's reacting to it. So I started on the capsules, and then I had enrolled in the Children's Health Study so that my kiddos get the gummies. Now, I will say my son is not, crazy about the veggie gummy, though he has just learned how to swallow the capsule. So that's pretty awesome. But I've noticed since we've been on it that I don't really get sick after flying, which is amazing for me. My kids don't have runny noses. They're not the kid in the class who always has, crusty, they don't get sick. I mean, last year we had our well check visits to the pediatrician, and that was it. No sickness. As I said, I'm not getting sick. I started my husband on taking capsules, and he's not as consistent. We're working on him, but he suffers from allergies, and I can already see a difference in his, his allergy reactions, seasonal allergies. So it's been amazing. And as I said, I've only been on it for a year, and we have all benefited greatly. So I, like Amanda said, I signed up for the business primarily just to get the discount. I, work a full-time job, so this isn't my primary focus, but it's important for me, especially for my colleagues, especially for my female attorneys, to really share this with them. And that's been my focus, to tell these women who, all the women I work with, they all have kids. They're all working crazy hours. And we all know we have to take care of ourselves first, but to put it in practice, it's really hard. I mean, to, make it to the gym and carve out that time for yourself and to eat well. It's hard. It takes a lot of planning and meal prep. So I tell my friends and my colleagues, look, it's fruit and veggies in a capsule. It's like the easy button. It's a good first step. And if this is the only thing you do, then you're ahead of the game and you're taking care of your body. And then you can add in, making meal prepping and bringing healthy lunches and dinners to work so you don't run out and get a burger. Not that that's okay once in a while, but consistency and making to the gym. So my focus has been, as much as I can, just spreading the word amongst my friends and my colleagues that, we work in a highly stressful time and business where people yell at us all the time, to really not internalize it, take care of ourselves, and to use this as kind of a first step. So that's my story. And one parting thing, I would encourage anyone who's interested to try a shred. It's an amazing experience. I would definitely try it. And I'm going to turn it over to Mel, who is an amazing mom of 3 boys. I can't even imagine that. She lives here in just north of me in Boulder, Colorado, and she is totally committed to inspiring families toward a healthier way of life, both from a wellness standpoint as well as a financial standpoint. So thank you, and I'm going to turn it over to Mel.
Thank you, Sarah. Can you guys hear me okay? Great. Like Sarah said, my name is Mel, and I live in Boulder, Colorado with my 3 boys. We learned about Juice Plus 9 years ago when a friend shared it with me at a time when we were really struggling with our health. My oldest son had RSV when he was 3 months old, and ever since then, we were kind of on this vicious cycle of being in and out of the hospital, a doctor's office with, having to do breathing treatments. Like Amanda said with her child, we were kind of on the road to asthma. Have 2 other little boys that had eczema head to toe, chronic ear infections. We were just sick all the time, and we were totally that kid that, Sarah was saying with the gunky nose at school. We were those kids, and it was really just, I was pulling my hair out as a mom, and honestly, I have to say I felt like I was failing as a mom when my oldest son, we went to his well child check right before his kindergarten year, and the doctors were just like, you know what, they just basically handed me another stack of scripts and said, he's on his way to asthma, we need to have him on inhalers, and they need to have those things at school and all that kind of stuff. And I just sat there and I thought, oh my gosh, there's got to be a better way. And at that same time, my friend shared Juice Plus with me, and it was really like a heaven send. It was like, oh my gosh, 30 different fruits and vegetables that come in a capsule and a gummy that can help us to improve our immune systems naturally. I thought, oh my gosh, we've got to give it a try, because the other route wasn't working. And we had been doing that for the last 5 years. And so my oldest son had actually missed more preschool than he attended. We started Juice Plus right before his kindergarten year. He missed 1 day of kindergarten. He's never had a breathing treatment since. We've had nothing but well child checks since. And my oldest is now a freshman in high school. He didn't miss a single day of middle school. And I love that he stays so healthy. And you know what? At that time, I was pretty healthy, or at least I wasn't getting sick all the time. I think it was just because, you do what you have to do to survive, and you're trying to take care of 3 kids that are sick all the time. I guess I didn't really know what feeling great felt like. I had never experienced that in my life until I actually started feeling well. I didn't really know I was feeling so bad until I felt what well felt like. So Juice Plus absolutely, totally transformed our health. I know you've heard a lot of stories here tonight, and I know we're kind of getting short on time, but I felt this moral obligation to really spread, like you've heard from these other women, spread this word of, living healthy and doing what's healthy, especially nutritionally, doesn't have to be complicated. And adding something so simple as like Juice Plus, and how simple it can be to flood our bodies with a ton of great nutrition, it doesn't have to be hard. And we're all living in busy times, busy lives. We have, kind of crazy priorities on our plates. And this is something, like they were saying, the easy button, something so simple that anybody can do, whether they are already well and want to stay well, or are suffering from things and really want to transform their health in any kind of way. I love our Shed 10 program because it really gives you a huge kickstart. I encourage you all to try that, or at least learn about it. So really, I've loved that I've been able to make an impact on people's lives. I love that we are together on this mission of inspiring healthy living around the world, and that we get to have this community of people that want to live a healthy life. And you know what? When I first started, I didn't really know what healthy meant. I didn't know what it meant to be healthy, and what to do, and how to cook well for my family, and how to prepare things. And this community has absolutely been this amazing place for me to learn and to grow in that, and to have people that were doing that alongside me. So that to me has been just an awesome perk of this is not just a product, but this is a community of people that care, that want to make this world a healthier and a better place. So I would just like to leave you with, we encourage you, there's, kind of 3 ways, that you can leave here tonight. Number 1, you can say, yeah, you know what? I want to give it a try and see what happens. That what if question that Amanda asked, what if your life could be different 6 months, 12 months, 18 18 months, 18 years from now, think about the journey that you're, the path that you can choose right now to make a different choice and to go a different way. And then, you might also just be like, gosh, I really just have more questions. I encourage you to get with the person that invited you to listen to this call, because those questions are good. I was skeptical when I first started. And you know what? I encourage people to be skeptical, because there's a lot of things out there that are worth being skeptical about. So do your research, do your homework, get your questions answered. And then, gosh, if you're sitting here going, I have so many people that really could benefit from at least hearing about this information. And can you imagine if their lives were changed because, you shared something so simple and so easy with them? I encourage you to join us on this mission. People get involved at so many different levels. You can do as little or as much as you want. You can do this alongside living a busy life. You can do this for, so many people are joining us right now for a career change, or even just, putting an extra couple $100 in your pocket, to pay a car payment, or, a couple $1,000 pay a mortgage payment, that kind of thing. So get with a person that encourage you to come on this call tonight and ask more questions. And I hope that you learned something this evening, that you're encouraged to eat more fruits and vegetables, because they really are powerful. And I like to always tell people, I'm like, gosh, if you could flood your body with fruits and vegetables every single day from a variety of 30, you'd have the same effect as actually taking our product. But most people can't, won't, or don't. So this is a really simple way to do that. So I hope you guys have a great evening, and thanks for joining us.